Okay, so, like I said, each year I think, man, I had such a good group, what's going to happen next year? And then God blesses me with all these awesome kids. So, all right, so the first award I've got here is a young man who has been just an absolute delight to have in class this year. He is a very hardworking student. He is a fantastic artist. He knows a ton about cars.
What?
Really got a scientific mind. I think there's just like, God is going to do something with all that knowledge. I don't know, there might be an inventor or something really cool going on inside there. But what he's getting his award for is not all of that awesome stuff. It's because during walkathon, everybody worked super hard, but one student in particular did not stop. I mean, just walked and walked and walked and walked. So that when we finally got back to school, getting from the bus to the classroom was like this painful effort because his little legs did not stop all day. So, for outstanding effort at walkathon, and this says you gave 100% that day, rarely taking 5 minutes off for a break. When others felt like giving up, you kept going and going. Adrian, you get our outstanding effort. Now, I need to pause for just a minute and tell you, kiddos, you may not get into your goodies. So self-control, one of our fruits of the Spirit, you will be exercising. Awesome job, Adrian. Mrs. Bain, are you in a bit of a hurry this morning?
No, ma'am.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, okay. All right, so my next award goes to a student who has been, I'm going to say this about all of them, but just such a joy to have in class this year. And I love the teaching piece with all of our subjects, but my favorite thing is Bible. I think that's what sets Hope apart from other schools, that it gets to be incorporated into everything we do each and every day. And I love to see how God is at work in the lives of these students. And sometimes there's a student who just stands out as really trying to seek the Lord and do what's pleasing to Him. And so I like to call it my WWJD, What Would Jesus Do Award, because I believe this student has such a heart for the Lord and truly seeks to do what pleases Him, and that love is just evident to me and to classmates. And it says, for the WWJD Award, you have a heart of gold. You represent Christ well in all that you do. I know that God has very special plans for you someday. And thank you for being a blessing to all of us. We will miss her tremendously next year. Maddie. So my next student is just so talented. And the very first talent day we had, there were two young ladies that Mrs. Almanza immediately said, these girls, it was such a blessing, their song, that she chose them to perform for the whole group. And it was just amazing. They practiced together ahead of time in my classroom. I was like, oh my gosh, they're bringing tears to my eyes. But I'm going to talk about one of them in particular, because besides being an amazing singer, this young lady is a great student. She is incredibly loving. She is hardworking. She's bright. She is generous. She has very kind and hardworking and generous mom. And just has been a joy in every aspect for me this year. But besides all of that, what I've also appreciated is a really super fashion style. And so, I gave this award, is called my Super Singer and Fashionista Award. And it says, let's see, with your Fifth Avenue fashion style, along with your beautiful singing voice, someday you may be the winner of the voice. I know that God will use your talents to bless others. Michaela, super singer and just to demonstrate, look at this young lady, but her heart is even more beautiful than the outside. Thank you for being such a blessing. Okay, my next student is getting what I call the Diligent Student Award. And this is a student who has strived all year to do their absolute best on every single thing we do. Whatever subject it is, whatever project, if it's something little, if it's something big, has worked just to do her very, very best. I have a daughter who's a perfectionist, and so she reminds me of my perfectionist daughter. So sometimes that can be a curse because you're very hard on yourself and it's hard to accept anything less than your best. But on the plus side, it means that everything they do is using 100% of their talents to the very best of their ability. And I just cannot imagine what all she's going to achieve with that work ethic and that effort. She's also just been an absolute joy and delight in class, to hang out with, to visit with. She has entertained me all year with lots of conversation. So the Diligent Student Award, it says you have worked so hard all year, you are never satisfied with less than your very best. Truly your work has been, and find it, out of this world. Thank you for being a blessing to me this year, Ms. Shea. Jay has entertained me on every field trip. Through the entire day of walkathon was my walkathon buddy. So she's just been an awesome kid. All right, my next student also reminds me a little bit of my oldest daughter, Emily, because she's just an all-around outstanding student and works really hard, but also has been blessed with just a God-given natural ability. But just because someone has been given a God-given natural gift doesn't mean they always use it. But this student has used those gifts throughout the whole year. Works hard, does beautiful work on everything, again, strives to do her very best, makes my job super easy, because I feel like half the time she's 2 steps ahead of me on stuff we're doing. But she has just been an absolute joy to have. I hope I've taught her something, but I'm not convinced I have this year. But besides all that, she also happened to be our star spelling bee participant. And her mother had warned me that she was, pretty decently smart kid, which is always fun and a challenge, because I think, am I going to teach this kid anything? But Bailey has worked so hard. She is smart. She's an awesome reader. She brings so much to school. I know that God has big plans. But again, we want to recognize for being so awesome at the spelling bee and for placing at the spelling bee. So I said, not only are you a top speller in class, but you were a superstar at the spelling bee. You are an excellent student in all areas. I cannot wait to see all that God has planned for you. Bailey also achieved side spelling among my couple of very tip-top grades throughout all 4 semesters. So she has worked hard and she's done an amazing job. Miss Bailey. right. Oh, I've been forgetting something along the way. Oh, okay, I'll do that in a sec. I have these for you guys as well, but we'll pass those out in a minute. All right. Okay, so my next student, sorry for the boys, I tried to spread them between the girls because there's not very many of them. So this next student is just such a gentle soul, sweet, good-natured, lovable, friends with everybody in class, I've never had a peep of trouble or drama or problems throughout the whole year, because he's just a good-natured, easy to get along with, wonderful young man. He's also adorable. But what I decided to go with, though, was the Friend to All Award for the boy that's been the friend to all. It says here, you have a sweet and gentle spirit. You've been a good friend to everyone this year. You will have 0 problems ever making friends. Thank you for being so good-natured. Joey. What? Now, is this like the cutest thing you've ever seen? I mean, look at this. He's let me pet him all year. He's let me pet his hair all year. He's actually grown a lot this year, because I feel like I could put my arm down here at the beginning of the year. But the fact that Joey goes, what, I actually think speaks exactly to who he is. He's just that kid who is sweet to everyone. He's not expecting, praise for it or recognition, but he's just a good guy. And so, I mean, this is really embarrassing, but he's going to be a really good husband to someone. He has got such a loving heart, and you truly have been a friend to all this year. So, thank you. All right, now this next thing just makes me smile, because she has an infectious smile that she comes to school with every day, and it is easy to get a little grumpy about lesson planning or grading more papers or tests or whatever, but then you have a student come in who's just all smiles, always happy, awesome attitude, and that is just such a blessing to me that 10.5 years later, here I still am, because of students like this who make each day just joyful and happy because of their awesome attitude. I've loved all these smiles and the happy attitude. So, the Happy Attitude Award. You always come to school with a smile on your face. Your happy attitude brings me joy to all of us. Thank you for being such a sweetheart. And for brightening all of my days. Miss Riley Locks. Again, look, they're all reaching me. See, this is what I'm talking about. This happy, smiling. Nothing happened here. Riley has also worked so hard this year. I have demanded a lot out of her, and she has just worked hard, and she has done so well. I had her big sister, so it's been a pleasure that I've gotten to have both of the Locks girls along the way. And I remember Riley when she was a little toddler, when I had her big sister, and she's been smiling since then. She is just absolutely a blessing. You have a good one. Friend. All right. This next young lady is getting what I call the Servant's Heart Award. And this student is at the ready to help in any way. Whatever it is that I could possibly need, or a classmate, those of us that every other day need a pencil, for example, or something like that. This student's like, here you go, I have one. If I need something done, if I need help with something, She has just been absolutely just such a wonderful servant. But also, I just see has that part of a servant that I believe someday is going to do just amazing things for God's kingdom. She loves the Lord. She has learned her verses throughout the year really easily. She works hard. And I feel like when we say in our pledge, I will hide his word in my heart, this